2 months after this attack at a Black Lives Matter rally was captured on video, investigators say they have tracked down the suspects, the charges, and the jail time they're facing. A weekly gathering in Ocean Beach raising some concerns among neighbors. What local leaders say they are doing about this situation. And we're hearing from one local superintendent who is looking to take on the challenges of this unusual upcoming school year in her first year on the job. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Some new developments this morning related to an attack during a Black Lives Matter protest in Imperial Beach. The DA's office announcing hate crime charges against the suspects. I'm Virginia Cha. Take a look. This is video of the incident back in June. It happened during a peaceful protest. Prosecutors say Henry Brooks Jr. was filming and throwing eggs at protesters when Jeffrey Brooks sucker punched the man you see there named Marcus Boyd. The two suspects are facing a number of charges, including 3 to 6 years in prison. So this is new today for the Grossmont Union High School District. The new school year, which starts Monday, will be very different. Not only will students take classes online, but the district also has new leadership. ABC 10 News reporter Jared Aaron spoke exclusively with new Superintendent Teresa Kemper about taking over in the middle of a pandemic and the plan to eventually bring students safely back to school.
We have a plan that's scalable and flexible.
New Superintendent Teresa Kemper is familiar with Grossmont Union High School District's roadmap for reopening. She's been working on it since May as the district's assistant superintendent.
We knew it was not entirely in our control, which was exactly why we created the plan the way we did.
Kemper took over as superintendent July 1st after Tim Glover resigned. She brings more than 22 years of administrative experience in the district with her. Putting the plan in place is her first big challenge on the job.
We're committed to moving into it slowly and carefully and not making mistakes as we go.
The plan calls for 5 levels of reopening. Grossmont will start at level 1, all online learning. Once state and county leaders allow students back on campus, the district will move to level 2, 25% capacity. Levels 3, 4, and 5 gradually increase attendance back to 100%.
It's been a long time since teachers and students have been in classrooms together, so we want to ease them into the process and make sure conditions are still holding for them to all be there.
In response to the plan, the Grossmont Education Association released a statement on July 2nd saying the changes for this school year, quote, reflect our ongoing commitment to innovation and learning for all students. Teachers spent the summer training and adapting their lessons to what Kemper calls distance learning 2.0.
It's more interactive. We'll have daily interaction now with students and teachers, more hands-on experiences for students, more project-based and more interactive learning.
Grossmont also just completed $75 million worth of construction projects, part of more than $800 million in voter-approved bonds since 2004. But the pandemic has left the new buildings empty until the students come back.
We've never gone through this before, and it's really challenging opening school in the midst of a pandemic. But we've created a plan. We are opening school, and I think it's going to be amazing.
Even before the pandemic started, the district had already been working on getting students all the technology they needed, giving all of them Chromebook laptops, making them comfortable with online courses. But Kemper says she's looking forward to the day when all of them are back in class. At Grossmont Union High School District, Jared Aarons, ABC 10 News.
Meanwhile, the Poway Unified School District now says all classes will be virtual for the rest of 2020. The district had already pushed back the start of the school year to next month with the hope that extra time would allow San Diego to get off the state's coronavirus watch list. But the district has now decided to move to distance learning only through at least January 1st. In a letter, the superintendent wrote, I am confident our amazing and creative staff will be able to rise to the challenge to provide an opening of the school year that is memorable and successful for our students and their families. Well, Ocean Beach residents say they're fed up and they want a solution to control the crowds at a nearby park where people have been seen defying public health orders. As ABC 10 News reporter Vanessa Paz explains, multiple complaints and letters later, neighbors say they are still waiting for something to be done.
Veterans Park is pretty quiet right now, but neighbors say every Wednesday night that changes with festival-like crowds flooding this area, not social distancing and not wearing masks. This is a scene Wednesday night after police were called out from noise and large crowd complaints. People clearly closer than 6 feet, no masks in sight, and music blasting like it's just another summer day.
And we feel like we're being disrespected. You know, we call it mayhem in Ocean Beach, and that's really what it is right now.
Mark Winke is president for OB's Town Council. He said they've submitted multiple complaints along with this letter to city officials, saying in part they need to do something about the unacceptable level of gatherings, gallons of trash left behind, and illegal vendors selling merch, all of which he said are huge public health concerns.
We'd like some education to be done for the people down there. You know, we don't want the police department to go in and start arresting people. We want the people down there to understand that this is our community. You're welcome to be here, but you need to adhere to the social distancing rules that are set up, and you need to respect our community.
Council member Jennifer Campbell, whose district includes Ocean Beach, told us in a statement she is, quote, committed to direct additional resources on Wednesday nights and has urged the mayor and county to enforce mask wearing and social distancing. But Mark said that's not enough.
The city or county doing anything at all to prevent people from congregating closely together as they have been is not accurate. That hasn't been done.
Neighbors told us many of these crowds actually start at the Wednesday farmers market, then work their way towards this park. Now, we did reach out to the Main Street Association, who's in charge of that event. They said they're still working on a statement, but saying that they're working to do what's best for the community. Reporting in Ocean Beach, Vanessa Paz, ABC 10 News.
With crowds being a major concern during this pandemic, county health officials have released a breakdown on all the community outbreaks reported in our area. Since March, there have been 164 community outbreaks, resulting in more than 1,200 cases. More than half of them happened at restaurants and bars. Last month alone, there were 93 community outbreaks compared to 34 in June and 8 in May. The county's trigger is 7 in 1 week, and according to yesterday's update, we are at more than 4 times that number at 30 community outbreaks in 1 week. You can find the full breakdown of that on our website, 10news.com. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill still at an impasse over the next pandemic relief bill, and now the White House is threatening to step in. The president's chief of staff yesterday said the president is prepared to take executive action, but it's not clear how that could affect a possible relief package. The main sticking point, how to handle unemployment benefits after the federal boost expired last week. Democrats want to extend that boost, while Republicans reportedly want to reduce it from $600 a week to $400. Across the country, we are seeing cities threatening to crack down and take new measures to contain the virus. That is coming as border towns in Texas struggle to treat patients. ABC's Megan Tavrizian has the latest.
Today, the situation along the Texas-Mexico border becoming dire. Texas close to 500,000 confirmed cases, many hospitals filled to capacity.
Let you look at them again.
Clarissa Munoz, testing positive for COVID-19, hasn't been able to touch her baby since giving birth.
It's not a good feeling at all, especially for me that I'm being a first-time mom.
In Nueces, Texas, the number of babies testing positive for the virus nearly doubled in 2 weeks. A field hospital finally set up at the convention center, doctors coming in from nearby cities to help. Researchers from Children's National Hospital and George Washington University Hospital finding a disproportionate number of non-white children in the Washington, D.C. area are becoming infected with the virus. 46% of children testing positive are Hispanic, 30% Black, and 7% white. And now cities like Los Angeles are cracking down, trying to stop scenes like this large wedding in one of LA's wealthiest neighborhoods. Many people not wearing masks or social distancing. And in New York City, the mayor announcing checkpoints at bridges and tunnels to make sure people coming in from states on the hotspot list comply with the 14-day quarantine rules.
If you come here, you must quarantine. It is not optional. We do not want to fine you. We do not want to penalize you. In fact, we want to help you quarantine. But if you don't respect our laws, we will penalize you.
Increasing restrictions around the country seeming to help. An internal FEMA memo obtained by ABC News showing new cases are decreasing in 45 states, a 10.7% decrease in new cases, and a declining increase in deaths over the past week. Dr. Anthony Fauci also acknowledging that anti-science sentiment among many Americans, saying health officials need to be more transparent in reaching out to people so they understand why an evidence-based policy is so important. Megan Tavrizian, ABC News, San Diego.